Lost in this hazy room, the darkness surrounds. Pulsating beats electrify the ground. I feel the energy, it's flowing through my veins.
Hey baddies, it's April with the Phoenix Collective, a group of like-minded individuals dedicated to the process of self-ascension and personal growth and rediscovering who we are, our authentic nature, how we were born and incarnated on this planet as perfect individuals. Okay. Welcome if you're new. I'm glad that you're here. Again, my name is April, and I'm an intuitive and a tarot card reader. I read cards in, I got 5 different positions for you today. I've done a pre-shuffle. I've got some cards here for you where I just look at the overall theme of the reading, and this is where I delve into the 5D angelic realm to see who's guiding us on our journey, our self-healing journey. And then I go into the past, and in this energy is where you can claim this reading. Okay, you can, if this energy is speaking about you or about a situation that you're in, either side of it, okay, you're either on the cross watcher side or on or in the energy of the cards, okay, but either way, this reading is for you. And just because you clicked on this message means that there might be beneficial stuff in here for you. And, you know, my collective is growing, so thank you for all of you that, send me messages. I've been pouring through those and reading your stories, and I really appreciated all of that. Communicating with me, hitting the like, subscribe, or follow button just puts your energetic imprint into what I do and allows me to pick up your energy a little easier so that I can put it out into the messages that I create, okay? Then we delve into the subconscious. Now this is the unseen, and this is bringing the unseen alive, what's in our subconscious, that's where we house all of our automatic responses. Okay, let me give you a little inside on the subconscious. So the subconscious houses all of that information that we need to operate on a daily basis, right? It's kind of like the hardware or the hard drive of a computer, right? It's what tells us to blink, to cough when we need to, our heartbeat, breathing, all of those things that we really don't need to focus on because it'd just be too complicated if we had to think about all of that. All right. And so guarding the subconscious is what's called the critical factor. So the critical factor is a pretty bad ass MFer and won't let anything in there unless it has a familiarity with it. Okay. So but what gets put in there and we don't even realize it, so then we're operating from these subconscious beliefs just like we are breathing, is all of our trauma, programming, patternings, all of the shit that we are incarnated here with and that we've adopted in this life. All right, and it gets in there because if you're think about this, if you're in an abusive relationship with somebody, I can give an example. Okay. I was in a really abusive relationship with somebody that used sarcasm as a way to bully and put you down. Now, sarcasm is really scary, especially when it's directed at somebody and done so in front of other people. That's called peer shaming. And that's a narcissistic tactic where somebody shames you in front of a group of people to keep you in control and embarrass you. Or and then this relationship that I was in, he tried to even like program it into me that was normal, that even his family understood that that's just how they are, he is, and that I should accept that as normal behavior, right? So it kind of seeps into the subconscious because it's told to you again and again and again and again. Okay. And so then it's able to bypass that critical factor, and then we start reacting from it because our body it's programmed in there and we don't even realize it. Okay. And when you are acting out of your subconscious from these belief systems that are ingrained in us, they're going to come up in unbecoming times, and little things are going to trigger us in the world around us. Now, mostly the times that it triggers us, like all the things we don't like in other people, are usually qualities that we have in ourselves, and then we go and attack. So we don't even realize that these are our qualities. So it's really important to look at the way we are navigating the world and reacting from it. Okay. So, and we also accept that behavior. So an acceptance of it, when utilizing divine energy, like evil eye from the world around us, and passing comments, and just all of the negativity gets into our energy, our subtle system. And if we are not healed or on the healing journey, and if we haven't, we're not activating our prana or tending to our spiritual hygiene, we're not going to notice it when it comes in there. It's going to make us irritable or upset or cranky or reactive to the world around us. What we do is we just accept that behavior, right? So we're putting all of that into our subtle system, or we're jacking up our fucking chakras and getting all out of whack because we're telling ourselves that it's normal and we're avoiding it, right? Cracking that beer, eating that big meal and vegging out, gossiping with our friends, going on hate trains, or just acting out of our subconscious. So the first step, guys, is I'm going to go right into this pre-shuffle because it's really heavy in my energy right now. Is the first card that I picked was Divinity. Okay, so the person that I'm speaking today is definitely a being of light. This card has come up in the last two readings. So if you want to tune into my last reading I just did, this one might be connected because this card also popped up. All right, and that we have Haniel joining us from the angelic realm. This is angel number 8. Ooh, this is an abundance angel. Okay, it's a divine warrior. Confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. All right, so brings victory and peace. Now, when you're a warrior, a spiritual warrior, you're I'm telling you, you're put down here. You're incarnated on this planet in a really hard mission. All right, and you've got to go through some shit. All right, I'm going to be very honest with you. You are not meant to have a comfortable life. A lot of us are born into families that don't have the same values as us. Okay, we are here on a soul mission that we signed up for before we came here. A lot of us are curse breakers or cycle breakers, or just here to effect change and be a catalyst for other people's growth and change. All right, and it's really essential that we stay grounded and rooted. All right, these are all some of the cards that I pulled here in this pre-shuffle, and essential for the spiritual warrior. Let me explain a little bit more about spiritual warriors. We came down here and incarnated with a specific purpose, and that's mostly just to hold the light, to keep the balance of the light and the dark. All right, and to wake up other light workers and help assist those in the journey to wake up to their soul calling, okay? Or just to wake up on this planet, right? To not be reacting out of that subconscious anymore, all right? So we're definitely a mirror. So what other people don't like about themselves, they're going to see in us, and we're going to be blowing people up all over the place. So most of us were born into families that didn't have the same values as us, and we're here to help break generational curses, or just generational trauma, because it ends with us. Our next generation won't have to suffer these same traits that are being passed down, that are very toxic to the family lineage. Okay, and also help and awaken other people. So that means that we were incarnated and put in some really shitty situations, but you know what? God knew you could handle this. You got a team of badass beings, and being a being of light, you also have this constant connection to values, an understanding of faith, and that there is a higher purpose, and you're guided by that. That's what an intuitive is. That's your intuition that guides you out of those situations right when you need to. So you might have been blowing people up all over the place for a long time, but the baddies that I'm talking to today are in a state of healing. All right, this is the 7 of Stones, and it's healing. This is an acceptance of your mission and purpose. So It's when you stop becoming a victim to your circumstances. All right. So let's just say that little scenario that I gave just a minute ago about, the peer shaming and the abuse of my ex through sarcasm, right? Um, I could have chosen, to be a victim to it, wallow up in a victim ball, and utilize that as my reason for treating other people like shit. I could have just adopted that same attitude because that's what was done to me. And a lot of times people choose that. Okay. A lot of times people do choose that, and the poor me's. And then in every relationship that I'm in, I could just be like, well, I went through this, so that's why I am the way I am, and guilt trip other people into making them the problem because they couldn't accept me and my abuse. No, that's not how it is. You understand that we have an obligation to change ourselves and to accept. Okay, acceptance, forgiveness. It's the same thing, but I choose acceptance. I can identify the source of the problem and why I'm feeling that way and assign meaning to it. Okay? I went through that so that I could help other people and bring awareness to it. Right? I'm using my throat chakra to bring it to the light and to better myself because of it. I've still gone through that. It's still part of me. I can still maybe react out of it every once in a while, but I've got a handle on it because I know, and I can rein it in, and that's no excuse for treating other people shitty. Okay? All right. So the warriors that I'm talking to today understand this. Okay, the true spiritual warrior, our only weapon is love and light. Okay, by love I mean we understand that we're all connected on this planet. We're all spiritual beings living a human existence, and we're on different phases of the self-healing journey. Therefore, we have a duty and obligation to be kind to ourselves and to others. Right? We understand that we are all connected, and that where they're coming from, and so we can assist them on our journey as we heal ourselves. Right? Now, the wounded warrior and the spiritual warrior are a little bit different. We have to heal the healer before we can give that out to help resolve the karma of the greater collective. So this reading today is for somebody who is there. Okay? Like post wounded warrior, heal the healer, now you're a badass spiritual warrior. Okay? And so you can't bring that. There's no room in this new life that you're in to bring that into. Okay? You can't come in still wounded. You have to come in with an acceptance for everything that you've been through because it made you who you are right now. Okay? More connected with love because you have that knowledge, right? That's the only knowledge, you guys. It's our mind is so powerful. Okay? And understanding that of where we've come from to give out that knowledge to help heal the greater collective. Right? We're not reacting from our pain. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go pull up some past cards, and in this energy, you'll be able to determine if this reading is for you. All right. I'll be right back. All righty. So in the past position, the first card that I pulled is the Two of Pentacles. Okay. So in this circumstances, sometimes this can mean somebody's juggling you. And, I'm sure somebody did at some point. But for the contents of this reading, Spirit is telling me this is a representation of you being in between worlds. Okay, so each one of these is a cycle, right? And so you're in a transition now from one world to the other. You're switching timelines. Yeah. And this can be an awkward place to be. All right, so this message is for my warriors that are kind of pushing out of that self-healing mode. All right, you've taken that King of Pentacles time to cocoon yourself. We talked about this in a past reading, right? Of really to go internal. It's that hermit mode, that Virgo energy that I speak about often, that kind of pushes you away from everybody else. Okay, so we just got done talking about being a catalyst, right? We're born into a lot of differences, okay, and we're programmed to believe that we're not good enough. When you're born into a narcissistic family or a family full of trauma, you kind of become the scapegoat, right? So everybody can make you into the problem, then they look better. Okay. Or if they can make you into the problem, they can, in some instances, even steal from you, right? So they can take your inheritance, or just it elevates them in some way. Okay. But really, this not only is programming you to survive in the situations that you then go into, right? Okay. And it really does. It puts you in a mode where you then find yourself in social situations and in peer groups and in relationships where you're always the problem, because you have that ability to assign meaning for it, and you're always being self-reflective because of it, right? And so as you kind of elevate out of it and realize, hey, because you have this natural ability now to assess and to heal, it becomes a superpower. Okay, as you rise up and out of this and self heal, you push yourself away from everybody, and you realize, oh my god, look, you grow, you elevate, and your vibration lifts because there's nobody around you causing these problems or telling you how bad you are. You are then you are just focused on your mission and purpose. So the very first step in this, and most of the people I'm talking to today have already been through this. All right. You cut out people, and you cut out places and environments that, are just sabotaging you. And then you find what, Carl Jung says, every human on this planet needs four walls and a space that is quiet and contemplated, where you can go in, that's just intentionally there for your growth and purpose and doing that shadow work, right? A place for you to get quiet and feel safe and stable. So you have to be pushed out of that survival mode. So when you're being pushed from place to place to place, just trying to survive in your social settings and being that scapegoat, that means always being the problem. All right. But you find yourself healing and accepting and realizing that those are all wounded, sick people. And, you clear out your mind, and you align your chakras, which are all out of whack from all the turmoil you put it through. So you can't feel anything coming in out of your subtle system, because that's just how it is. All right. As you heal yourself and get stable, that root chakra energy, rooted and grounded, pulled that in the pre-shuffle. No coincidences, guys. All right. You start to pull upon your own strengths, and you start to rise up, because much like you've been trained to do, see the problem in everything, you start seeing it in every single person around you that has tried to harm you. Yeah. It's that third eye. That's that waking up and realizing that they're projecting all their insecurities onto you. Yeah. So you can see the hurt that they're coming from. And but you have a choice. You have a choice, guys. How long are you going to stay in this low vibing community? Are you then going to keep taking partners on to do the same thing to you? Are you going to keep putting yourself in peer groups, work situations? Is this going to define who you are? Or are you willing to take that time? And the people I'm speaking to today have. You've pushed up and out of there, right? And you're on to this other cycle, right, of personal healing and acceptance for it. Now, I'm going to explain something to you about acceptance and forgiveness. Forgiveness is the same thing as acceptance. And as I know for myself, as I've gone on that healing journey and been able to assign meaning from it, I don't need anybody from my past to come at me with their I'm sorries. Okay? Because forgiveness, and we've also looked at ourselves. We can't have regret. We can't be looking at the past going, I should have done this, I should have done that, because that doesn't serve anybody. Okay? So we eliminate the regret, and we accept the situations for what they are and forgive them. So that means I don't need anybody coming. There's nothing that's going to serve me by having somebody come and want to give me either an excuse to why they behaved the way they did, because a lot of times that's just an excuse. Okay? The only way you can demonstrate that is by pinpointing it. If they can identify it, that's great. But that's not what I need to see. I need to see them applying that into their lives and not being victims to it. because I'm not just going to accept that behavior because they know the root cause of it. Once you understand it, you have a duty and obligation to make changes and to change your thinking and change your life, not just continue to be reactive out of it and expect me to accept that behavior. No, I can forgive and I can love from way the fuck over here because it's a whole lot safer for me. Does that make sense? Okay, and so the person that I'm talking to was then, once you get that firm foundation in that root chakra, other people are going to see you shining. They're going to see you shining because it's going to elevate your vibration. All right. And especially if they're stuck in, this is my Emperor wannabe card. It's everything the Emperor is, except you see that pentacle on his crown, that is blocking his connection to the 5D. Okay, so he's not getting any spiritual grounding. He's just basically like encompassed in that greed mentality of 3D objects and, you know, navigating the world on a transactional viewpoint. Even the pentacles are even rooted into the ground, and that one in his lap. So he is stuck there with the little amount that he's accumulated. He's stuck and he can't even enjoy it. Okay, so a lot of these people around you are suffering from these lack mentalities, and they see you shining. Yeah, they see you shining. And in order to feel good enough about your elevation and your choice to change and leave, because a lot of times that illuminates that flashlight, guys, that flashlight freaking energy gets cast on them. And you can absolutely see where the problem is when somebody chooses not to accept that behavior anymore. You start to see the fish flopping all around you. All right. All right. And so you most likely then suffered attacks from these people, either energetically by gossip or flying monkeys, or sometimes even worse, it's targeted, and it's very much, it's a targeted effort by people around you wanting, because they've lost that control of you, and they need, in order to be part of what you're cultivating, or to eliminate all the blame shift on them, they have to go after you. Okay, so the person I'm talking to today, they cast some mirrors at the people around them. They put the flashlight on that shit. All right, but they kept going. All right, they kept going on this journey and are on the opposite side of it now. So this feels like your energy, or even if you are this Emperor wannabe, this reading is for you. So we're going to get into the subconscious and see what's hidden. This is that metacognitive part, okay? It slices open the brain and lets you see the thinking and the subconscious of those around you and of yourself. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so more back to this card here from the Wildwood Tarot, the healing card. The person that's reading that it's for today has really gone through that healing process. All right, healing is different than time. They say time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. Sorry to burst that bubble, but it really doesn't. This actually takes work. All right, that's why we don't jump from relationship to relationship to relationship unless we have that healing process in between, which is very essential. All right, we can't skip that step. Otherwise, we are still in that vibration of the old relationship, and we're just attracting in a new shitbag. I cuss, guys. If that is off-putting to you, then you got to find another reader, because that's just who I am, okay? And in fact, I don't really even like watching any other tarot reader unless they do cuss, because this is some for real shit. All right? So click off if this message, if my foul mouth aggravates you. So anyway, yeah, healing is actually a process of identification, right? It's pulling things up. It's that shadow work, right? When you have to take time to actually evaluate your actions. The actions, we got to look at those actions and then figure out why. We got to delve into past trauma and figure out where they come from. Okay? And then we need to address that and give ourselves the comfort that we're lacking. Okay. And that's really how we rise into our own God center. You guys, this is the God center in all of us. As we heal, we understand that the thoughts that come into our head aren't meant to cause us pain. No, they flash into our head as downloads from the 5D realm to help guide us in making the correct choices for the future. And that the feelings we get are there to guide our behavior as well. All right, they're meant to help us quantum jump and quantum leap into our highest timeline, to our best life. Okay, where we're acting with nothing but authenticity and truth. Our thoughts and our actions align with the truth of who we are, right? Spiritual beings living a human existence, all right? And navigating the light and the dark, because it's not going to go away. We're just meant to create a balance, right? Okay. And so we have to have acceptance for the way other people react, but really take responsibility for how we engage in those situations. All right. And trust me, it becomes fewer and far between as you rise, as your frequency rises, so do the people around you. I'm telling you, like, honestly, you're not even going to be in that low vibe. So that's what I was saying earlier. It's up to you how long you want to stay. And then when you go into that cocoon mode, that hermit mode of self-healing, where you're actually evaluating all the trauma and, you know, taking in all these downloads to heal yourself and process through it and become your best self, right? Yes. And then assign meaning to it and use it to help the greater collective. I gotta say, like, bring on the trauma. I'm so happy and thankful for all the trauma that I've had, because it's made me relatable. It's made me who I am, and I can look at other people and understand them and where they're coming from and how they're acting. Okay. So it's all beneficial stuff. And when we incarnated here to do so. Okay. Is to break these cycles of abuse, identify them, and not become part of them anymore. This is really, the science has proven that a thought that you have, a 6-second thought, has its own vibration. So you have to think about all those thoughts that come out of your head. Are they high vibing thoughts, or are they low vibing thoughts? Are they thoughts about trauma and how you've healed from them? Because they all then group together to create these timelines, right? These vibrational timelines that we jump onto. All right. So I'm in the subconscious now, and I want to say that the person that I've talked to has, these cards are almost identical cards to me. Okay. The Seven of Pentacles, and then this card that's work, labor, efforts. That the person that I've talked to has put in a lot of time on their self-healing. They have aligned their chakras, and they understand their core frequency now. Okay. And the person I'm talking to, Spirit is showing me a special core frequency, and that it's on this highest timeline, and it's been waiting for you to elevate yourself to attain. And on this timeline is all that judgment, is all that justice. Okay. Because remember, as the wheel turns, as we elevate out of these low vibing communities, we create movement in this wheel of fortune, right? So we on the bottom of that wheel was us being a victim to it, suffering from that lack mentality, that victim mode, really rolled up, and accepting our existence as being this person that we're not proud of, right? But as we create movement, as we heal from that and assign meaning to it, so that automatically moves that karma that you're stuck in, that negative karma, from just acting out of low vibe thoughts and low vibe actions, into that dharma. But what that also does is it pushes all of the people that you've been with now, because they're on the other side of that wheel. And I'm telling you, my badass being of lights, once you answer that call, hello, ring ring, you fucking picked it up, and you barreled through as a divine being of light, here with a distinct mission and purpose to help the greater collective. You become spiritually protected. All right. And anybody that then tries to continue to harm you, they're going to see some swift and very, very accurate karma, because everything that they've done to you, they'll start seeing in their life. So it creates movement on that wheel and so other people then get put at that same point you were. So that one of the coolest thing about this, and it can't be seen as a negative thing. It's not, because you're just pushing them into their dark night of the soul so that they may also have their spiritual awakening, because they have to assign meaning for what they're going through now. So it's a really beautiful thing. This Wheel of Fortune card represents a real beautiful cycle in life. Okay? And it's nothing that you haven't been through. So you can have compassion for that. Right? Absolutely. And I'm telling you, once you connect to your higher self, which is yourself on the part of you that's still in that fractal of you that's still in the 5D, who knows no resistance, who's actually watching your human existence with a lot of compassion and love and guiding you. You connect to that direct channel and you realize that all of this is attainable for you because you're switching your thinking and your mind. All right? And you're living your best life. And I'm telling you, it's here. The nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So that means all those dreams that you've had since a child, in your authentic self, how you were incarnated, remembering who you are. And this is what everybody, they wanted you to forget who you were. All right? Anybody that attacks you or comes after you, they're trying to prevent you from waking up. And it's a negative energy. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Spiritual warfare, guys, is a real thing. And when people are in that, they're stuck in like drug addictions or greed or lack mentality or suffering with control issues or any of that 3D devilish energy and going after others with malicious intent, they're signing contracts with the devil, negative entities, and they don't even realize it. And they have to come after you. They have to. They have to bring you down in order to elevate themselves and stop you on your mission and purpose. All right? But what they don't understand is that when you answer that call, hello, angels, come on, badass motherfuckers, get on behind me, right? And you start communicating to your guides, to your angels, listening to those downloads correctly and not being a victim to them. You're divinely protected. And you're creating all this abundance for yourself. And you're here. Okay? And all of that energy has to go somewhere that they sent for you. So it goes right back to them. So be careful of your thoughts, guys. And what you're thinking about other people and what your intents are with interactions. We've got to be moving forward with love, compassion, and kindness for everybody. Everybody. Because we are all, it doesn't matter. We suffer amnesia when we come down here. That's what that veil is. Okay? That veil is secrecy that allows my thoughts to be private. And I can think and I can conjure up anything that I want. All right? But it's gotta be with love and light, right? With nothing but kindness and love for one another, because we are all connected as spiritual beings. We just forget that. But the veil is thinning. The veil is thinning. And we are getting away from, everything is a little more transparent. Everybody, you can read people easier now. You can see people coming a mile away, right? Because the planet has already shifted into 4D, and we're not far behind. As collectively, more and more of us are waking up, as we are being catalysts for waking up other people. And that wheel I talked about is exactly that. So all those people that came after you, when that energy has to go back to them and gives them that dark night of soul, allows them that opportunity to step up into their spiritual awakening and assign meaning and learn from it. So we're just part of this cycle of waking people up. It's not comfortable and it's not fun, but the rewards are amazing, because as you pull out of that low vibing community, you lift your vibration, and then you attract your soul tribe and your soul vibe and, your soulmate and all of these wonderful, beautiful people that are on your mission and purpose. You become protected as well on the 3D. all right? Because it's just people in your energy. And a lot of you were kind of ahead of the game, a little bit. People weren't quite ready for your thoughts and your thinking. And especially, so it was blowing people up all over the place. Because what do we do when we don't understand somebody? We become fearful of it and we have to attack it instead of just letting it be and accepting it, right? Or learning from it. Just because it's different doesn't mean that it's, but we're ready for it now. Okay. So the planet has shifted and you have shifted and you're right fucking on time for this Nine of Cups energy. All right. So let's see what all of this has to do with the here and now. I'll be right back. All right, so more confirmation. So this is just saying adventure lies ahead of you. As you expand into a new role or identity, you have plenty of support. All right. And so this is again just saying that you are supported as you vibe up. You phoenix the fuck up and out of that low vibing community, and you're getting settled. You've done the healing work and now you're getting settled into this new energy. So you might have some ascension sicknesses, so if you're feeling really tired, or it's just essential that you are taking care of that spiritual hygiene. Okay, that you're activating your prana daily, you're pushing out that negative energy, you're remaining balanced and understanding that your resting state, which is always one of love. Okay, love is the only real true emotion. Okay, anything else is just a guidepost. Our resting state should always be love and compassion for one another, right? Because as humans, we want to be treated the same way, right? That we treat others, and that's to be understood and have a place to belong, right? And to feel that unconditional love. So the person I'm talking to today is unconditional love. They have that. They have that because they have ascended into this new vibration and energy where they are able to view the world differently, right? They see the suffering and are here now to assist in that transition from the 4D to the 5D and lifting the consciousness to a higher vibration. Okay, right? That's what we're doing here. All right. So congratulations that you weren't afraid. You were always searching for meaning in life and knew that there was more out there. And you weren't afraid. Okay? You weren't afraid to do it. I'm getting a call. I think my boss is stopping by. Hold on, I'll be back in a minute. Okay. So I also got the death card here. This is just every single pile that I've pulled so far has had a card that's just saying that we're in the process of a transitional release. Okay, so from an old timeline onto a new one. So again, this is just essential that we're drinking lots of water, we're attending to our subtle system, and that we are getting a rest. Okay, and that we are really evaluating anything that comes into our energetic field that might be from old energy and old people still trying to target us or hold us back. But I'm telling you, you've woken up to who you are. Right, and there's nothing that's really going to hold you back now. All that energy that they can't even access your energy. There's people on lower timelines trying to find you. They can't even tap into your energy anymore. This is all you. You're at a vibration that's way too high for them to even get at. All right, and then I've got these two cards, which is commitment and real love. All right, this is going to look different for different people. Okay, for some of us this is a partner that's coming in. All right, that's our vibrational match, but for others it's not just in a romantic sense. It's just that vibe tribe that I was talking about. As our energy and our vibration lifts, much like those thoughts that I talked about, how everything groups together, we're going more into soul tribe and soul vibe, where our soul family is now vibrating towards us. And it will find you. They will find you. And there's so many ways for this to happen now. It can be the World Wide Web. You can go, honestly, there's many ways to find your tribe. But the only people in your vibe, everyone else is just going to be kicked out. They're not even going to be comfortable around you or just have anything in common. And if you find yourself in that situation, whew, small talk, that kind of stuff gets to be really irritating when you are involved in really superficial settings. All right, because you're searching for deeper meaning and progress and working. Like you've got a mission and purpose and something to attend to, and it's who you are and what you are. So anything outside of that that's not in alignment with who you are is just really you might go to a party and find yourself being like, oh, I'm tired. Time to peace out. Or you know what I mean? You run into an old coworker or an old friend, and you're like at the store, and you're like, this conversation is like really forced. But it's okay. It's all right. You can see that because you have that gift of illumination. You see the mask that they're wearing, and it's just uncomfortable. It becomes uncomfortable to deal with people that aren't in energetic alignment with you anymore. So you see it, and it's just not. It's not like it's not worth your time, but it's just not. It's not in your vibration. Okay, it's not in your vibration. Those that are seeking you for healing is in a different capacity. That's most likely going to be they're coming at you because they're ready to be healed. All right, and you'll start to recognize this as you elevate. Okay, those you can help and those you can't help, and we can only help those who are helping themselves. They have to be in that energy of needing to cocoon and ready for it, and God will hand all those people to you. All right, all right. So yeah, Vibe Tribe in the house. Yay. Let's see what the future has in store for us. But remember, guys, you have that ability. You have personal empowerment and free will. If you don't like the outcome of the cards and on the path that you're on right now, then you can change that. Right? So if you're on the opposite side of this card, if you're one of the people that are still, you wake up in the morning and you don't know what you're doing or what your purpose is, your only purpose is to attack other people or bring other people down. If you're really stuck in that vibrational low of just being focused on other people and being jealous of it or wanting to attack it, you can lift yourself out of it, okay? Because you too can attain a higher vibration, all right? That Taylor Swift song is coming into my head, like you are somebody that I don't know, and you're taking shots at me like it's Patron. I'm like, damn, it's 7 a.m., right? You need to calm down. You need to calm down, all right? So if you are just like, trolling the internet and telling other people how to behave or putting other people down because they're trying to evolve as humans or they're happy, I mean, fuck. You a happiness hater? Time to evaluate, okay? All right, let's get into the future. I'll be right back. Wow, what a straightforward, like beautiful energy here, okay? So we got the sun energy, like this is okay. We got two of the happiest cards in the deck, and that's this wish fulfillment. That means everything you've been working for is yours. So we're on that highest timeline, right? With that's an energetic match with your core frequency. That's who you are authentically. Yeah. You've waded through all the bullshit, right? And so now, and then look at this guy. Victory, recognition, my success, so we're celebrating. So you are being recognized, right? So all that work that you put in, all of those pentacles that you planted have a solid root foundation and are growing up to the 5D, right? So it's perfectly aligned and centered. And that Wheel of Fortune energy right there, right? That you are coming up on that wheel and rising into who you are. All right. And so this is beautiful. And the last card that I got, because I was kind of like wanting to know like what the outcome is here. And Spirit says it's a surprise. Yeah, I can't tell you. But you've got a big surprise coming for you right now because of the work you've done. And now that you're on that highest timeline and that highest core frequency, like they're channeling to me childhood dreams. So if you have a childhood dream from your past, this will be gifted to you. Yeah. Congratulations. All right. Love and light, my friends. Hey, remember, we are just navigating the light and the dark. There's always going to be people still operating out of their subconscious, right? We're on different phases of this self-healing journey. So once you've risen and you've ascended into your highest timeline, or one of your highest timelines, or are making progress in that ascension, right? And pushing that wheel of fortune, not just turning it, like you are fucking rolling that bitch like downhill now. Okay? No more uphill battle. All right? Everything that you're cultivating all of this for yourself, and you're emanating it. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's okay. So as you attain that for yourself, you see clearly the world around you for the pain that it's in, that you understand that you have a duty and obligation, right, to help resolve the karma of the greater collective. So you have to keep going on your mission and purpose. All right. You can't carry that trauma into this new timeline. You cannot be a victim to it. It's just learning lessons for the person that it made you. You beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spiritual baddie and spiritual daddies, you. All right. Hey, I love my collective. Okay. I love you so much. The energy that I've been pulling in this last 5 readings are just absolutely soul tribe, soul vibe energy, and I love it. So don't forget to hit the follow button or the subscribe button, and to like what I do. Keep this energy in my collective, because I'm loving the personal empowerment and the growth that we're seeing here. All right, and we can do this together. As our energy and our frequency bands together, we are growing stronger and stronger and helping to uplift this planet. So my spiritual warriors, unite. All right. And welcome to the collective if you're brand new. All right. So, hey, don't forget that we're all spiritual beings living a human existence. So be kind to yourself, but be kinder to those around you. Love and light.